A nyní bych zde přivítal Mária Mertence z firmy Marabu, aby nám řekl něco o barvách. So I hope you all tell us something about the inks, maybe?
Probably a
Probably.
bit. But first of all, honestly, I would like really to say thank you to Service Centrum to invite us here to have a short speech to show what Marabu is doing. But also, thank you for all the, for you. You are the customer, you are working with our inks, so you are the most important people here because you buy our inks. So for that reason, thank you very much that you are here today. But also, all the speeches what we have listened so far belongs to industrial printing, and this is exactly where screen printing is absolutely focused in. This is where we have to go also in the future with that. Yeah, open house for us, for everyone for us, and where we make a difference. I think this, what our CEO is mentioned, where traditional meets the future, where social responsible merged with the spirit of innovation, this is something what linked us really to the next generation of industrial printing. So we have to listen to you, to the customer, to see where you are going, and then we will succeed, both of us, because we get most of the innovation from you and also from our partners like Service Centrum. So our vision, or your vision, is our mission. This is exactly what the topic is also for today. You are the most important persons, and if you bring the visions, or you have an idea what you're really looking for, you have a new project or whatever, so then we can develop specifically the ink also for your application or for your vision what you have, because we're looking together with our partners where is a solution for materials, for application, for processes in the end. And industrial printing means we have very, very strict processes to follow. So what makes us strong? Marabu has four big pillars. It's innovation. This is what we're looking also in the market, where we get influences of colors, of application, and so on. So quality, Marabu is a German brand company, so we have to follow all the registration rules what the European Union is offering. So we want to have really the highest standards, the best batch-to-batch quality and inks, that you have not so much misprints or failures in the end. Safety. Safety for Marabu, it's one of the biggest issues. We have at least 5 people in a special department. They're looking just for specialties, for new regulations, what they bring in. We are part of ECHA as well, or member of the ECHA. So we are in the association, so we get very, very early information about when something is changing in that case, so we can react in that case. And sustainability. Sustainability is for a chemical company very difficult because we produce chemicals. So where's the sustainability? So we have to reduce influences on the production, influences on logistic, together with the partners. So we are a group, we are a team in the end. And so that is our part in sustainability. We lead in innovation. It's not only what at the project we have, but also as we act internally. So we are the first medium-sized company, ink manufacturer company. We use AI in our laboratory. In our R&D, we use AI to modify, to create new solutions with an extremely wide range of possibilities. For the moment, it costs a lot of time and also a lot of money because an AI is stupid. So AI himself is doing nothing. So you have to feed them with all the data, with everything, that he creates ideas. So for the moment, it's not, we have to feed him. But we do this since 2 years and we get, not good ideas from them that we can work with it. So this is something what we really build on. This is one innovation what came from us, also to the market to be not much more clever, but faster in development. Today, we have at least 100, 200, 300 different samples what we have to check, what we prove, different resins or ingredients. This gives us a much shorter picture of everything. Marabu, just a short data. We are very old. 166 years this year is Marabu. This is our experience, what we have in not only manufacturing on inks, also in handling customers, different customers. We have 3 different units. We have screen and pad and digital, 2, and creative. Creative, it's a totally different part, but the industrial part, it's screen printing, pad printing, and digital. And I say that in that range because the most important part for us is
Screen printing, I hope.
exactly.
And,
So
and
this is
how much percent, if you can say?
I would say that screen printing still makes more than 50% for
More
us.
than 50.
Yeah,
Over
absolutely.
the digital and pad printing.
Digital, it's because we do not have digital as a whole package, because we have no machine partner, with one partner in the end, but we do third-party digital inks. So it's a big part for us, but it's not the main part. The main part is really screen and pad. This is where we make the money, where we see also the future, where we grow in the end. Digital for sure, but we're talking about industrial printing. Industrial and digital is something what not fits so good at the moment, because this what the customer really wants to see is high resistancies, nice colors,
Big opacity, maybe?
opacity, big point.
And what about the layer of the thickness?
This is related also to resistancy. Yeah, so the binder what we use, they give the resistancies, and you cannot have so much resin in a digital ink. I would say ink,
I
but
think you can, but it spent a lot of time to print.
it's a lot of time, and you need a special viscosity then. So for us, screen printing is still for industrial application the number one. There's no question. We do 130 million in turnover. We have 550 employees worldwide, 80 distribution partner, and of course, Service Centrum is one of also the longest service partner. What we have, almost 40 years, I guess. That
Something like this.
Yeah, it's very close to. So, though for that, we really rely on service partner. And so, thank you again
So we are also thank
for
you.
all your service, what you did in the past. We produce more than 4,000 tons of ink differently. So we have 75 different ink lines in volume, because in consumption, because we do a lot of different segments promoting our inks. And reduction of CO2 emissions, this is our goal, by 20% in the near future. Industrial printing, what means that for us? Everything what is produced in industrial way. We have packaging. We call it packaging, but we mean glass and plastic. We both combine it in packaging. We have automotive, of course. This is one of the drivers also for the future. We see that the interior for automotive will be grow, because we have autonomous driving. We have more entertainment in the car. So for that reason, this is a big part. Textile is a big part. Sensitive products, toys, so we grow, maybe not in Europe so much, but worldwide we have more than 9 billion people at the moment. So they also play, not with the same, but they will play. And also glass and ceramics, this is something where we into. Medical devices, credit cards. In the end, every European people has at least between 6 and 8 cards in his pocket. So credit cards, it's to 90% screen printed because of the silver, of the gold. Yeah, so this is something where we are really good in. Printed electronic is something what is coming more and more, because everything has to be touch. There is no knob anymore what you have to turn and to look, so this is really touch. So we have to integrate plastic with printed electronics. White goods goes also to printed electronics because you have washing machines and coffee machines with a touch screen in the end or a touch field in the end. And of course, sport equipment like ski, it's screen printing. You have also some digital, but a real ski, it's screen printed. So if you have these funny colors, neon colors, whatever, this is really screen printed. Graphic, you know, screen printing comes from graphic in the past, but it's still existing. So Andreas mentioned 10% of his machinery is also sold to graphics. We have a little bit more than 10%, but screen or graphic, it's still existing in different ways. We have the chance, because of our digital inks, to participate on all these kind of markets. So for that, science, promotional items, pet printing is, of course, at the moment, still a big part of promotionals. And car wrapping and also stickers, we fulfill mostly in every market with our inks. We set standards. That means we have the possibility as Marabu to combine different technologies. So we use digital and screen because, as you mentioned, opacity is a big topic. So digital is nice. You have 4 or even 6 colors, yeah, if you have the light colors as well. So, but you will not get real good opacity, or you have not a real nice image. You need a good white in the end. A good white, you print screen print, and then you have exactly what you were looking for, in a good case. Not all the time. So liquid coating, more for digital, to cover the digital printing, and also spray and brush paint. If you have kids at home, and you know these Schleich animals, what you can buy, yeah, for the kids, the giraffe or the lion or whatever. This is made by spray or by hand painting. So Schleich is producing this by hand and spray painting, and we supply them with the ink for that application. It's very nice, I know. The little animals are very expensive, but this is handmade, so and that's the reason why they are really expensive. The newest products, what we have launched in the market, is UltraPack LED-T.
So LED is now the trend?
LED, it's, in our opinion, a mega trend. So, yeah, because the industry is looking for reducing energy solution, and LED, it's one part of it. So if you have sensitive materials, very thin foils or whatever, so LED even more is necessary, because with a traditional UV lamp you have a certain temperature in the end, and if the material is too sensitive, you have a shrinking or something else, so you cannot use it.
So we are talking about the waste of the energy and waste of the temperature and everything.
Yeah. So this is LED will eliminate a lot of these things. So for that, this is the future, I guess. Even more, I want to say that in the evening, but maybe I jump a little bit for. Mercury bulbs, in the end, they are under control right now for European Union. So it's a question of time if mercury bulbs will survive the next 10 years. So for that, it's in the discussion you cannot use mercury bulbs anymore. There will be a new discussion in 2 years' time. Right now, they have decided to keep it running. But in 2 years' time, the European Union will decide again if they want to stop or they run it further with mercury bulbs because of the mercury inside.
But about the European Union, you have here also a BPA-free.
Yep.
So BPA is also a topic?
Absolutely. BPA is a topic because of the packaging industry. It's for food packaging. Mostly that's where it's coming from. The French have started to ban BPE at least 4 or 5 years ago in the region, but right now they brought it to court in the European Union, and they decide we have to ban BPA by next year in summer. So we are forced to change our inks to BPA free, which is not very easy, because BPA it's a resident in the binder himself. So it's nothing what we do additional to the ink. It's not an additive or something like that, or a raw material what we put in the formulation. It's related to the binder himself. So we have to reformulate a lot of inks to be BPA free. But this year, again, we had also the issue with TPO. TPO and also ITX are photo initiator, what we need to have a reaction inside the ink. And TPO also is banned since last year. So all our UV inks, what you buy right now, there's no TPO inside anymore, but also no ITX. But BPA, yeah, we have the task to do it until next summer.
But
well.
But now you have a solution.
We have a solution, absolutely. We have LEDT. This is one of our solutions. I come later in the presentation to other products as well. But this is something what we have launched right now, especially for that market, for packaging. So it was honestly developed for tubes, these small cosmetic tubes, or when you have creams or whatever. So this was developed for tubes, but we have seen that it's perfect also for container market. So, and food or not direct food contact, you have it with ketchup, with all the things what you can buy in a market, and they have the need to have the lowest, or there has not to be BPA anymore in that. So LED means you have just a single wavelength, which is around 395, 85, 95. And this is what we have managed for the ink, and it's already in the market. It's launched. So the company Tupac in Austria, it's one of the biggest tube manufacturers in Europe. They have qualified the ink for their products, and in the end, if you ask yourself, yeah, but this is cosmetic. This has nothing with food contact. They will follow. What we have today, it's food contact material, but the cosmetic industry at least will follow in the next 18 months. So then they will take this rule from the packaging industry over to their products.
Mario, if some customer would like to try the new BPA-free ink, but don't have LED exposing unit, is it okay to expose this ink also with the standard conventional UV?
This specific, I would say it's a little bit difficult because the peaks are a little bit different. Glass, yes, we have in glassing. This is also brand new, what I show you in a few minutes. These are suitable for both combinations.
So they don't need invest for the new LED exposing?
No. But in the end, they will do.
Of course.
You know, it's a question. You can modify your existing machines. This is possible in the most of the cases because an LED unit is much more smaller than a mercury bulb system or conventional UV dryer. So for that reason, you can refresh your machine, or for new investment, you can invest also for in LED, which I guess everybody will do in the same way. The second customer is a company Linnert in Germany. They also have tried the machine, and it was worked perfectly on the EasyMart machine. We are on the K-Show, which is in 3 weeks' time in Düsseldorf. Maybe somebody from you will also come as a visitor, and we will present the new ink on the show as well, and also on social media and everything. Today, it's not only that you go to an exhibition, now you have to spread it in the world on social media in different kind of platforms. But to let inks run, you also have to add additives, and we have a huge range of additives. Solvent additives, Yeah, it's a must, because you have thinners, retarders, thickeners, accelerators, hardeners, flow agents, metal powders, and many more to play with. I would not confuse you with all these, but some helpers, and that's the reason why I said helper for every need. Sometimes you need that, especially thinners and retarders, because this is related to your environment in the end. How to use a hardener, I come later. I have a short video to show. Now I show the video.
It's late.
To ensure the two-component inks cross-link properly and adhere on difficult substrates, hardeners have to be added to the inks before printing. When working with two-component ink systems, there are some do's and some don'ts. Let's look at them together in this video. You always need hardeners if you use two-component inks, otherwise your ink won't cross-link properly. Before you start to use hardeners, always put on your safety glasses and gloves.
Very important.
Hardeners always react with your surrounding atmosphere. Therefore, they should never be left open after using. After some time, your ink will eventually look like this. Check your technical data sheet to see how much hardener you should add to your ink system. Every ink is different, so check it carefully. It is important to mix your ink and hardener correctly. Here's a comparison. We were asking two colleagues to mix white and black ink with closed eyes to get a consistent gray. But why? Because you can't see hardener in your ink either. And this is the result. The one on the right side isn't mixed very well, while the one on the left side is mixed perfectly. So keep in mind to stir your ink and hardener for quite a while before using it. Give the ink a pre-reaction time before printing, and this way the hardener can form an ideal bond with the ink. Adding the hardener before any other additives is important because it ensures a proper bond between the ink and the hardener. Not every ink needs to be cured in the oven. However, additional post-curing at elevated temperatures will increase the general performance of your product.
So, in the end, we have all the data on our technical data sheet. You will find all the additives, everything which is related to that ink line. This is very important. Do not try to mix something. Stay with the information what we put on it, because in the end we have, especially when we're talking about thinners but also retarders, we have a certain sorry for the German, but it was a picture what I have put in the presentation. We have an evaporation time of different chemistries or different solvents in the end. So this evaporation time is related to ether. So if ether is 1, so you have 20 times more than ether, the evaporation. So the fastest in the end are this for pet printing. You have the TPV2 or the GLTPV, and this is something if you do spraying, that's a very, very fast thinner as well. But then you can see how different is the evaporation for the speed of the evaporation. It's important to know that you can see which one is the right one to use in the ink. And it depends, honestly, on the temperature. It's different when you use it in the winter time or in summertime. Because if you have an air with a lot of humidity, then the air it's full already. So the evaporation time will be even longer. Yeah. So this is something what you have to keep in mind in that.
Mario, on the video was a huge range of the additives. So for every time, like the summer, winter, and spring, I need some different?
No, it's not. No, it's not correct. You honestly you have to check by your, especially for solvent inks. You have to set up your ink in the correct way, and then you have to play honestly with these kind of additives, or to find the right ratio to work with that. It's that's the reason why we have fast or slower solvents to react exactly on that. What is my drying process, what I have? And this is related to that as well. You have really to check on the data sheet first, which are allowed to use, and then to check, I need a little bit longer solvent or I need a shorter one.
And if I have, I don't know, TPV2, which is very fast,
yep,
and then the TPV3, which is very slow,
yep,
can I mix it together to get the middle point?
Not always. The best part in that case is really to call our hotline, because they are the specialists there. They can give you an information. We have a very, very good and long-term hotline where you can ask every technical question at Marabu, and they also can provide probably mixtures. Usually we do not want that you try to mix solvents, because you cannot use it in every single incline.
Mm-hmm.
So for that reason, it's really
for the stability.
Specially. Yeah, exactly. Where we need that to reduce viscosity for high-speed printing. So for some reason you have a certain viscosity of the ink. If you want to speed up the printing, maybe you have to thinner the ink a little bit more, that is more liquid, that it goes better through the mesh. And it depends, of course, from the image. If you have very, very fine details, it doesn't make any sense that it is very, very thin, because then it starts to smear. So it makes sense to have it a little bit more thick, that the print is more stable. And also, as I said before, evaporation of the solvents for long-run prints, it's also very necessary. If you need a long open mesh, it makes sense to have a slower solvent, that you have a longer mesh, or longer print runs. UV additives, they are a little bit different. So solvent, for solvent additives, that means they will be evaporate, they will disappear, they will go in the air in the end. This is different to UV thinners, because there we're talking about monomers, liquids. They will not disappear.
So if I have a standard solvent ink, all the time I need to thinner.
Yep.
Use the thinner. But if I have a UV ink, it's not necessary always to use it.
No. Usually UV inks are print ready already. So you open the can, okay, you have to stir first. Yeah, it depends from your storage conditions, but you have to stir first, because especially for white, it's very heavy. Yeah, titanium dioxide, it's very heavy, so it maybe separates something. You have to stir well before use. This is a must, what I recommend for every ink. Also solvent-based inks. But in terms of UV thinners or UV additives, it's not necessary to put them automatically in the ink. Solvents, yeah, because you adjust with a solvent your print condition. UV, no. This is really a helper in the end if you face some issues. If you want to be that the ink is a little bit more reactive, UVV1 would be a good solution, because it's a combination of monomers. I do reduce the viscosity of the ink, but also with photoinitiator, I make it more reactive. So this is something where you can play with that as well. And of course, this is written always in a technical data sheet where you can see what you have to use in the correct ink line with that. UVV6, yeah, it's also very, very good. It's when you need more flexibility. Yeah, this is more a softer one, which makes the ink in the end not so hard when it's reacted. Inks are always print ready, and we use just the thinner if you have viscosity issues or also the high speed. When you have something like that, then you should really use the thinner. And it's not always the ink a problem. It's also not always the screen printing machine a problem, or the mesh is a problem, or the process. No, it's if you want to have a good result, you have to have your machinery, your all equipment, what you use, in a good shape. You cannot produce high quality if you handle your machinery or your whole equipment not in the right way. It's just, I just want to mention, because very often the machine doesn't work properly or the ink worked properly. In the end, you have to handle your own process like an egg.
This is my experience. When some customers have any problems, all the time the first thing they say is the ink is a problem.
It could be, but the ink do not decide to work or it doesn't work. So in the end, there are a lot of factors what we have to see. It could be that the ink has maybe an issue. No question. We produce them more than 4,000 tons a year. So it could be that we also make mistakes, no question. But most of the time, it's a process failure or a drying or different additives what they use. This is much more the case than the ink himself. BPA, we have spoken about the BPA before, that it is will be banned, it will banned. And the reason is a decision of the European Union beginning of this year to say the substance bisphenol A, this is BPA in the end, the chemist himself, has not to use anymore for food contact material. And Marabu is not producing inks for food contact material. What we have products for non-direct food material. It doesn't matter. Both has indirect or direct contact with food. So BPA is banned in any case. So we cannot use it anymore. And for that, the effect is hormonal disorders, like diabetics, for example. Diabetics is not another term like an hormone disorder. Your function in the body is not in the right shape anymore. Fertility problems, the unborn child, it could be a problem. So for that reason, this is what the European Union has analyzed over a certain time of years, and they came to the conclusion to ban BPA. So we have said we have to think about it. We have to create new inks for that. And the first who was affected was all the drinking bottles. It doesn't matter, it's plastic or glass. Even glass, which is 100% barrier, is related to that BPA situation. They want not to have any BPA containing material on the glass. It doesn't matter if it migrates through something or is it still on the glass. So for that, we need a new ink line because, as I said, BPA is coming or is related to the resin. So for that, we have to make new developments.
So Mario, time is running, so can you introduce us the new LED ink for the glass?
I will do. So we have different ink lines, what we have. I want just make sure that also in packaging we have the good manufacturing practice. GMP, there's something what came from the pharma industry. They work since many, many years on that. We have introduced it at Marabu as well. And what we have made for the glass industry for the moment, it's a new LED GF, also BPA free, barium sulfate free, which meets all the requirements for the moment. So this is something what we also have launched this year, and it fulfills the dishwasher requirements and also all the chemical resistance what was required in that market. Then we have UVFP. UVFP, it's a real non-direct food contact ink because we have analyzes how many or what migrates through the plastic on this, and we are almost invisible in the analysis. So this is the ink what you can print on bottles, drinking bottles like that, because there is no reason to think about any migration. And you can use it as a one and a two component ink on your plastic material. It's also BPA free. We have LEDT, what I have spoken before, which is BPA free. We have the pad printing ink TPX, which is also BPA free and also GMP related. We produce also this ink as a GMP ink. And TPX is one of our pad printing inks which has an extremely wide range of materials. You can almost print on everything with a TPX ink. Also toys and so on. It's specially made for textile. That's the reason for TPX. But
it works well for a lot of materials.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm on the end. Thank you very much. I hope I have not spoken too much about
perfect.
It. And yeah.
Tak, děkuji moc Máriovi za jeho čas, za jeho prezentaci.
Thank you.
Myslím, že si můžeme říct další detaily ohledně těchto detailních BPA regulací a ohledně packagingu, případně i cosmetics odpoledne.